What is going on, guys? Today we are going through 250k and under. We are very close to team of the season, which means prices are going to be at an all-time low as we go into the new triple Playstyle Plus era. Happens every year now since the Playstyle Plus has been added. It was the same for the double. The singles just go out of fashion, and with the triple it holds so much more value. Now the first few I've got going on right now is going to be some very good Evo possibilities, or potentially, and I say very potentially, investment purposes. I don't think I would go too much heavy in investments at the moment, just because team of the season is going to be very interesting to see where they go with this. And more than likely, by the looks of things, we might be getting a team of the season warm-up as well. So I've got a few players here that I do think can hold their own right now, but also have got the possibility, as we can see, for an Evo as well. Now, some of them might not have the perfect Evo yet. I think obviously this one for Zola, if it's not on the triple Playstyle Plus, maybe you wait until it does. But I think getting him up to a 92 isn't the worst thing in the world, and he most definitely can hold his own for 28,000. The stats are absolutely there. He's a 5-star, 4-star. He works perfectly. So if you're looking for coins, check in the description for El Dorado. Depending on the coin amount that you're looking for, the delivery time is displayed on the website, and you'll see lots of different trusted sellers with reviews on specifics, and also the ability to be able to pick who you want. It will also show how much they have in stock, and obviously you can see that they are verified members. There is 100% refund ability and also 24/7 support if you need any questions with your coin needs. Also, if you head over to Trustpilot as well, you can see over 30,000 upvotes for them. You can see how reliable they are. Obviously great feedback across the entire board with El Dorado. So when on checkout, make sure you are using the code JT11 for 5% off your order every time. Discount code JT11. Now let's get back to the video. We then have the likes of Blanc. Exact same reason, 27,000. He was available in the very first Evo that came out when he was produced with the President, obviously taking him to a 92. He already has a double Playstyle Plus, which is a little bit unfortunate for him because first touch and pinged pass is nice, but it could have been a little bit better for him. Now, obviously, there's multiple different things you can go with, and I think the stats, again, hold their own. The only thing is, with the likes of Blanc, we've obviously got a lot of top-end cams. And not to say that strikers are not in the abundance as well. Cams we've had for free, from Zidane to Maradona to Bellingham, they've all been on that same sort of level on the launch. Zidane obviously had a brand new Evo. You could have chosen the 92 Maradona, and Bellingham is now fitting into Evos as well. So it's the only thing I'd be very cautious with a Blanc, more so than a striker. Zambrotta is a fantastic option as well. Honestly, he's one that is missed out massively. I've got a review going up on the third channel for him. 89 rated with the potential of Evos as well. Is an absolute stunner. Now, yes, I would potentially like him in a centre mid with them stats, but he definitely works up and down. The quick step into the obvious incisive. The only problem is there is no room to add any more positions. It's the only thing that I don't like about this card because, like I say, in the centre mid with them stats would be outrageous. Maybe you'd want to go potentially and get the triple Playstyle Plus into more of a defensive, and you could put him back into the right back. I like him as the right mid, and I think it works with a stat upgrade if you do compare him to a lot of his upgrades here. But I do think he's better at the right back. Realistically, he's not taking out a Hansen, he's not taking out a Dembele, a Jarzinho, a Best. He's going to be going back into that right back zone. So if he can't go into the centre mid, I would be looking more defensive, and I definitely just need a slide tackle, a jockey, or a block to put him back in that position, which is inevitable very soon. This is one that I really want to have a look at in the future. He's obviously no Evos right now, but for 33,000, as a potential Evo chain, if you've not necessarily got the 94, which to be fair has come down massively as well, under 1 million coins already is crazy. Like, genuinely, this market is just not made for very high-end cards anymore. Unless you are literally the Hullet, the Mbappe, the Virgil van Dijk 96, you are not holding that value. And this one could be an interesting purchase because he's so much cheaper. Obviously, you've kind of navigated away from the power shot. Maybe you want something different as maybe a triple Playstyle Plus. He, again, could hold his own right now, but with a future Evo, could be very, very good. Same with Smith. Again, we're going to run through a few of these because they are strikers and they're very much the same. We're looking for the Evos. You've obviously got Smith. You've got a bit of a Rooney with the technical and finesse. And then also you have got a Hernandez who is cheap but has got the triple already. Now it is the chip shot, the obvious rapid and the first touch, which... It's a shame he didn't get the finesse, but not everybody can get it, unfortunately. Hence why he is coming in a little bit cheaper. But to be fair, if you can't afford necessarily the top-end dogs, it's going to be pretty good, especially for a starter team going into it. He would be a very good option to go into it really well. And obviously the 90 that you can get, I actually think is slightly better. That is in the objectives at the moment. So I personally would try and get that done just because if he gets the triple and he gets a finesse on that, it's considerably better than the 91 already. We've got kind of the normal theme now of plenty of these foot immortals. They did the exact same with Galazzo. It was almost like you had that foot birthday change where everybody was in a foot birthday team. Then you got into the fantasy and the levels just kept increasing. Whoever you packed that was better goes into your team. Galazzo hits, heroes and icons galore, they change your team completely, and then literally a week or two later, it changes again into the team of the season. Obviously Del P, another fantastic card, finally getting a slight upgrade from obviously the 91, was that Centurions I want to say? I can't even remember which version this was, the Ultimate Succession, finally getting the upgrade, and to be fair, it's not even that big of an upgrade, yet he is obviously coming in a little bit cheaper, which is always nice. But he has got the finesse, the first touch, and a pinged pass, which will definitely work in the cam or striker if you really need it to. We then throw ourselves into, yet again, a Foot Immortals hero this time, in Beasley. Now, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of a lot of the cheaper left and right wings, because of the amount of Evos we've had from Evolutions for the wings, then obviously the SBCs, and then the top-end players. Unfortunately, the minimal wingers, Beasley more than likely, same as the likes of Diaby as Malin, would be more than likely a super sub over the Team of the Year blueprint, which is still a triple play style plus masterpiece. Even the attacking Avalanche may not be as relevant right now, but was still at a 91 probably 4 months ago. Then obviously you've had multiple Evos since then as well. We've had a left wing one, I think, or a striker, strike force-esque one that has managed to put some more wingers in there as well. But I do think Beasley can hold his own as just an up and down merchant. Rapid with the first touch, press proven. He's going to get up, he's going to get down, and he's got that ability to do both. So you could utilize him in a different way than you would say like a Vinny or someone like that. Moving into the next one, Gary Lineker, throwing in a few of these foot birthdays, which I thought might have had more of an effect on the market than they did, because everybody was a 5-5. Now, that's the first time we've ever seen that in terms of everybody, from centre-back, CDMs, to SBCs, objectives. Every single foot birthday item had a 5-star, which I'm a big fan of. More than likely, they'll probably keep that now, because they know it doesn't necessarily generate a mass panic of the market, but it does give you some very cheap cards with a very good amount of ability. Obviously, we are interested to see where the ratings go in Team of the Season, because even in Foot Birthday we got 92s. The minimums were like 91, 92. Fantasy was like 92s and 93s. Galazzo's is 94s. And it's like, well, Team of the Seasons, a lot of them have got to be 95 to 94 at the minimum. So it's going to be very interesting to see footies this year. But I do think Gary Lineker can throw himself in that hat. Quick step with the low driven, obviously back then it was a brand new playstyle plus. You could throw an Evo on him in the future. Would be an interesting one to try out as such. Handsome. Now, as much as if you can get any better version, obviously do. Mainly the Winter Wildcard. Team of the Year is incredible as always. La Liga F or Liga F is going to have her as the Team of the Season. No questions about it. I'll be very interested to see what she does drop down to in specifically this version. Because it doesn't matter what version you get. You could go and get the gold for all I like, and it would still be such an incredible card. Potentially going for the gold, kind of like how Vinny is, and then going and upgrading her that way could be a shout, seeing as though she doesn't have the double playstyle plus there, and it's only 100k extra. You're looking between the 49, so you're kind of saving yourself pretty much 49,000. So I possibly would go with the 90, add the finesse on as well, because ability-wise, she's outrageous. Like, it took her so long to drop in price. I've only packed her once this year, which tells you how hard she is to actually try and get. But she will be another one that is always going to be fantastic. Like the Mbappe golds, the Vinny golds, if you can Evo them, it makes it a lot cheaper than trying to get their better versions. Throwing in then into Nuno Mendes with an unbelievable performance yesterday from PSG and Villa. Obviously, PSG's first half was very good. Villa was very unlucky. They really put it to them. But Nuno Mendes, the fullbacks on that team, are something else. Both scoring. Obviously, Nuno Mendes, it's just a brilliant goal. To say he's a left back in that position was stunning. He curled it right round the post, which was nice. But this card, again, as a left back, we're kind of blinded by the Theo Hernandezes, the Alphonso Davies, and just the rest of them. That you have got so many other options as well. And I think Mendes really puts a shift in, and especially as an attacking wing back, would do you some good, most definitely. Which then throws us into another icon. I think for 100k, this is an absolute steal. And it's why when it came to the team of the year, I was so up and down with actually completing it, because I know this came out a long time ago. So you've more than likely got your money's worth for it. But realistically, she was just never that much of a game changer in this version for me. With the centre mids that we've had, and most definitely a team of the year throwing themselves into there, you kind of think, well, I'm just going to get a better version at some point. And today's that day. Incisive, tiki-taka, intercept. A stunning card to hold that midfield. If you are looking for an upgrade of anybody with a double, this is a phenomenal card. She's very good on the balance. Tackling-wise, I'm not going to say it's her biggest strength, but it's definitely not a crazy weakness. She's definitely got a tackle on her, but she is better with the ball at her feet. So just take that what you will. Tell, great Evo potential. I absolutely love this card. He obviously got himself the Bayern Munich version, then moving over to Spurs. He already can go up to a 92, but you've always got to be questioning whether you want to do that or wait and potentially get a third Evo, third Playstyle Plus with a future Evo. Because if you put him to 92 now, what's to say that the triple Playstyle Plus doesn't come to 90 or 91s first, and 92s are a little bit more on. So you've always got to make sure with these Evos is, don't rush into your best players, especially if they've already got a double Playstyle Plus. We know this gives a finesse shot plus. Give it to somebody that doesn't have that finesse. Like, for instance, Hansen, like we saw. It's going to make so much more sense. So the potential of an Evo later on down the line could be fantastic. Then we've obviously got a few more icons. We've got Foudy coming in with the Incisive and Intercept. 93 rated, so the Evo's going to be a little bit longer. I think a great super sub at the minimum. 117,000. Obviously, there's cheaper out there. I would definitely choose a Bile over her. But for right now, as a grassroots, I thought she was pretty decent, to be fair. Throwing into another for birthday, Alaba. I'd like him for the versatility personally. I think going into a left back could be the better option for him, just because as a centre back, I would prefer a double Playstyle Plus that is solely defensive. Having the ping pass is nice for the wing for like the wing side, but for a middle, you could like spray it into a CDM, but I would much prefer to have the aerial, anticipate or intercept aerial and have it that way. So as a left back, there's a great potential in this card. We then have the 93 Smith. I thought she was fantastic. Obviously, always consistent whenever she's got a card, and most definitely a solid finisher of the ball. The low driven, just to add a new element to it. Then obviously going in with a quick step, and the dead ball weren't terrible. We are getting a Drogba on this day icon SBC soon as well, so definitely stay tuned for all of that. Nunez, like Tell, another upgrade potential. I think is a stunning card in general. Rapid with the finesse. He's got the body type. He's 6'2". I kind of like the ranges of like 6 foot at a minimum, but say 6'1", 6'2" to 6'4". With the build that he's got, it's a very athletic build. It's not stocky. It's not like a Drogba build where he's kind of a bit more timber on him, but he most definitely has got that pace still, the shooting ability. The only thing that we need is just a massive insurge of dribbling. If we could get that up massively, this card just tenfolds, easily tenfolds, because he's got everything else. The physicality is excellent. He's got great shooting, which you can add to. Pace is fantastic as well. All you need is just that massive boost in dribbling, and this card goes from 100k to 500 quite comfortably. Whether that's going to be in an Evo or in a new upgrade at some point, we will wait and see, but a stunning Evo potential there. Same as Theo. One of the final cards left on 100k value for a gold. I believe he's third in this list. As we already know, Theo is one of, if not the best left backs. Even from the gold perspective, I think he is. You get him with an upgrade, he's outrageously good no matter what. And it kind of shows that literally they are 3 cards that are over 100,000. and he's one of them. And a left back of all things, somewhere that you don't spend the money in defence, you would definitely have them going under the 100k first. Ruben Diaz, one of my centre backs at the moment, just because of how solid he is. For one, he does give links to CR7, which obviously helps, but in general, the 5-5 ability, the anticipate bruiser, it's just always been a great centre back, so always nice to have him there. Mascherano, obviously coming in at 160. He's personally for me more of a CDM. Like I say, with kind of CDMs, I like them like the Conte sort of esque, where they're a little bit smaller than your 6-foot giant Vieira, but he most definitely has got the agility balance in him. He's obviously got the defensive ability and then a bit of physicality to work the kind of line. And also having a triple play style plus helps. The intercept with the block, with the slide tackle, it's a great combination for a card. So as I don't normally like Mascherano in many versions, this is actually a pretty solid one. Now, I don't know why we got a 91. I mean, I get like a 90 that's got a potential of an Evo, but one rating lower just seems a little bit lazy work in my opinion. Now, obviously, he's got to compete with this guy because this is a fan favourite. Gray is everywhere on comments. Whenever I put a CDM list, if I put a Dream Chasers list or anything, Gray is one of the first cards mentioned. For the price that you're paying, to go from a silver, I would say personally, he is one of the better silvers I have seen that is transformed into a 92 or a 90 and above. And definitely up the level massively. Normally I find if you get a bronze or silver that upgrades like 15 to 20 overalls, they're okay, but they're never incredible. They're always just okay, and I must admit, Gray has fitted in perfectly. For 170, he is an absolute steal. Sammy Kerr, I think she's overlooked massively in this game. The dribbling ability on her, if you've got like in and around the box, the left stick dribbling, she works like a masterpiece. The agility balance obviously helps. Being 5'6", it's always going to work its magic. But with the finesse and the low driven, in and around the box, it is a stunner to get. It is a shame that she hasn't got the triple with like a quick step or rapid, because genuinely the card would be incredible. We saw last year with what her 96 moments. It was a brilliant card. The rapid, power shot, acrobatic. If we could get the same of like another 96, but just add the rapid or quick step to her there, that card just tenfolds the value very, very easily. DeMarco, another great left back. We got lots of left backs in this. DeMarco's a stunner. Like, he may not have... I don't like the dead ball plus on him personally. I don't like it on Roberto Carlos. I understand it, but I don't like it. I want a double defensive playstyle plus and leave the dead ball plus to somebody else. But he's still got the ability. 90 across the board. If there is an Evo that puts him into a centre mid, you bet you he is going in that position, because that is a very good card balanced. Going from a left back to have everything above 90 is outrageously good. So that is one of the cards I would personally heavily look at. We also then have got the difference between a Smolarek and we also have got a Govu. Now, I like both of them. I think they are both very good cards in their own rights. They're not necessarily the standout soul strikers that I'd kind of want in the team, but they offer a very good striking pairing, and I think they do the justice of what a lot of these heroes should be doing right now. They've kind of just left them to their own devices a little bit. They've obviously got different playstyle pluses, from the press proven to the power shot to the trickster to obviously the low driven. So I could understand where they're coming from with this, but I mean, they could have gone a little bit better with the heroes. I just think they are moderate. They're decent if you're looking for a hero striker. Diaby, another great one with the right mid, obviously with a quick step. He's obviously got the press proven as well at 187. Kind of a bit more expensive for a super sub if you are looking for that. But I do think he's very good at it as well, though. That is the problem. He's such a good player that, especially if we are looking at a Saudi team right now, with obviously the CR7s, the Alwarans, the Diabys, even the Duran. Duran's absolutely brilliant up front. It's just that he's 9-1, and realistically, there's been so many striker evolutions, he's not going to stay that way. But if you could get the links of like a Neymar, CR7, and a Diaby, I think you'd be absolutely fine with that kind of pairing, to be honest, or that trio at the minimum. Throwing in our first goalkeeper as well. Nunez is a cracking option. Always the same for a Team of the Year goalkeeper. They tend to do what they do. They're normally the best goalkeeper in the game for a considerable amount of time. Now, I don't think there's many goalkeepers that really are head and shoulders above the rest at the moment because we did get the nice upgrade on a Buffon, technically just over the 250 value, which he's nice. I mean, he's not necessarily my favourite, but he's a great keeper. Martinez is stunning. Casillas was a great cost of a keeper as well. Yashin's obviously a decent one. Alisson is another great one at 118. It's just a shame they give him the long ball plus rather than another goalkeeper playstyle plus. Van der Sar has obviously got to be my favourite, and hence why he's kind of one of the most expensive you can find in there. And then even Chesney and Oblak are very cheap and affordable options that you could go for in net, which doesn't necessarily bat an eyelid at. Vinny, very much like Hansen, obviously has that ability to go into a lovely evolution, which does give him the finesse shot plus, which is a shame because when I look at this version, I've personally got this version, and it is a shame that I don't get that finesse playstyle plus yet because I would absolutely love it. Unfortunately, it is just for the 90, so I do think if you are looking at the 90, it's definitely an option you could go for. Now, he did obviously go up in... Did he go... He went up in price a little bit. Like, he was coming in at 116. He's kind of gone up 50, 60,000, which is obviously due to the evolution. He more than likely will drop back down again, but more than likely goes back up when another evolution comes out. We then go into the 200k and above. There isn't actually that many, to be honest. I think a lot of the players at the moment are focusing between the 200 and 100k mark, even a little bit cheaper than that as well. Gerrard is an outstanding centre mid. If you're looking for a complete box-to-box, he's got everything. The shooting capabilities, the passing capabilities, and the defensive is absolutely stunning. 200k, I would personally say is well spent. It is a shame this is one of the only versions. If they'd given him a 90 base for a future evolution, he could have actually been relatively decent. But I'll take the wins with Gerrard. We never see wins with Gerrard, Lampard, or Scholes for that matter. We obviously just see the bog standard. Cunha, another great striker with a finesse and chip shot, and I'm thinking mainly because if you're looking at a 91, 92, you're thinking of a future evolution. Am I seeing him as a team of the season? There's a potential for him. I think he's definitely got in with a shout with how good he's been at Wolves. I know obviously he's had a few... Well, it might have been cups that he's had red cards. I swear he's had red cards. He's either had that or has been injured. So it would be interesting to see where you could go, but adding a triple play style plus could be the option for him as well. Same with Caicedo. I think 215 at the minute is a steal for him. He's a great DM, but I'm thinking for the future, could there be a chance of either a team of the season, a moments, a flashback or something like that, or could it be that he is going into another Evo after that team of the season's gone? Always an interesting one to know with. We also then have a Royce, which I would set up for a future Evo, but I wouldn't be saying to go for him straight away. He would kind of be that one where you just put in because you've done everybody else already, just to keep the nostalgic value with him. Realistically, I'd be looking at him in a Footies Evo just to get him to the max rating as the last Royce that gets to that level. I think he's a cracking card, but unless you've got a lot of MLS, German or icons in your team, he's going to be a little bit more difficult to link. Which leaves the last two players. We've got Leao, who already can go into Evos and is absolutely brilliant with it. Obviously getting the finesse with this one. I think this personally is one of the more perfect Evos to go with someone like this who can get up to that 91 and then potentially get another Evo at some point soon, because the 94 is coming in at 1.4 mil and even the numero foot is coming in at 650. So having him coming in at 240, then with a potential Evo for 100k, to put him at that sort of rating already, I'd say that's a big win in my opinion. And then finally Beckenbauer, brand new to the game, triple play style plus, under 250 on the SBC price. I think that's pretty decent. Obviously, we've got the 96 coming in at 2.3 mil. So I think for the 93, it's a change in play style pluses by intercept and anticipate. But in terms of stats, 3s and 2s, it's hardly like it's that far away in the upgrade. It's a 3 overall, but only 3 in the stats. I think he's definitely worth having a look at the absolute minimum. And that is going to be everybody under the 250. Let me know if there's anybody else you'd like to throw in there. And I know there's plenty of Evo possibilities you could have gone for, but I can't put all of them in this list, unfortunately. So let me know what you think. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.